everyone, it's Abigail of the Black Book Space. I'm here to talk to you about a couple of books today, one of which is this one, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. Really excited to talk to you about that and a few other things that I have going on. So come on back, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then come back in a moment. Okay, so I really enjoyed this book. It is called Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. It's by Jane Allen. I really enjoyed it. I've talked about it a few times on my blog, and I'm looking forward to talking about it a lot more, comparing it to other books, and hopefully interviewing the author at some point. So this book, like many other books, is about a working Black woman who is just working on trying to get by, but she has a lot of other things going on too. So she's very close to her grandmother, and she goes to visit her in the nursing home quite often. She has an interesting relationship with her father. It's just a really interesting book because it speaks to a lot of the things that we deal with. So one of the things that it speaks to was dating in the Black community, right? So she is going on dates with other people. She'd been in a relationship with someone for a long time, and it ended up not working out. She found that she was dealing with things that she didn't have to be dealing with, and I know that we can relate to that. So I'm going to read the back cover, talk to you guys a little bit about it. Tabitha Walker is a Black woman with a plan to have it all. At 33, the checklist for the life of her dreams is well underway. Education, check. Good job, check. Down payment for a nice house, check. Dating marriage material, check, and check, right? So all of these things are going well. With a coveted position as a local news reporter, a paper perfect boyfriend, and even a standing Saturday morning appointment with a reliable hairstylist, everything seems to be falling into place. Then Tabby receives an unexpected diagnosis that brings her picture-perfect life crashing down, jeopardizing the dream she took for granted, having children. Suddenly, she's faced with an impossible choice between her career, her dream home, and a family of her own. With the help of her best friends, the irreverent and headstrong Layla and Alexis, the mom jeans wearing former sexy Lexi, and the generational wisdom of her grandmother and her firebrand friend Miss Gretchen, Tabby explores the reaches of modern medicine and tests the limits of her relationships, hoping to salvage the future she always dreamed of. But the fight is all-consuming, demanding a steep price that forces a reckoning for nearly everyone in her life. As Tabby soon learns, her grandmother's age-old adage just might still be true: Black girls must die exhausted. So her grandmother, Tabitha's grandmother, who she's named after, is actually a white woman. And I think from what I found on some of the other Goodreads stories, people had an issue with this, which I didn't really understand why, because people are related to who they're related to. I felt like the person who wrote the story may have had some experience with this. I don't know, but I think it was a part of the story that just had to be accepted, and I thought it was a beautiful part of the story. Who doesn't have a great relationship with their grandmother? I think the relationships that many of us have with our grandmothers are something that we hold very dear, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with Tabitha holding her grandmother very dear either. One thing that stuck out to me was Tabitha's relationship with herself. So the way she viewed her idea of beauty. So I found a quote in there that kind of spoke to how Tabitha saw herself. She was, getting ready. So she said, "What I really needed to do was steal the time at red lights to repurpose my visor as a makeshift vanity and slap a bare bones makeup beat on my face. It was too much of a trick to control the steering wheel with one hand and contour with the other, especially since my hands were still shaking. My reflection looked back at me with a grimace. I was definitely without my usual pretty. I was a television reporter and yet not a classic beauty." When I read that, it's something that I underlined in here. It spoke to me because I wonder, what exactly is a classic beauty? Beauty is relative. We all look different ways. I went through a lot losing my hair. That's something I'll talk about another time. Tabitha, is of mixed race, and you know, black women, people of mixed, like we all see beauty in a different way. And it was really interesting that she saw herself in this way, despite the fact that she was someone on television, which, you know, people usually view as completely beautiful. She said that she needed makeup to make herself look more like a traditional beauty. And what exactly is that? What does that mean? So what do you guys think about that? Do you think that there is a classic form of beauty? Do you think that we as black women are, you know, succumbing to that a lot more, or have we finally stood up for ourselves and said, no, I'm beautiful the way I am? What do you think? I thought that was a really interesting passage, and I wanted to explore it a lot more, and I'm excited to do so one day at an epic book chat, which at this point I'm going to switch gears and talk about the next epic book chat, which is taking place on June 11th, and we're going to be discussing The Other Black Girl, which is a book I have enjoyed very much. This will be my third time reading it. I'm so looking forward to chatting with people about this book and other books like them, and epic book chats to come. So if you're interested in chatting about books written by black authors, celebrating those books, you have to check out the epic book chat. If you search the epic book chat on Eventbrite or on my website motherlandjams.com, you will find a place to purchase tickets. So if you're coming to visit us in person here in Phoenix, it is going to be $15. If you're going to be joining us online from the comfort of your home or your library, coffee shop, wherever, it's $7. It was an amazing time last time. You can find footage of the last one on the same channel. Check out how people, you know, what people thought about it, and just come celebrate books with us. So again, I was talking today about Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. This was a book that, based on the title, I was like, what exactly do you mean? I don't know if that's the book for me, but I picked it up and I could not put it down, so I highly recommend it. Jane Allen is a very talented writer, and she has several other books as well, which I cannot wait to dive into. And then if you're looking forward to talking about this book, you still have quite a bit of time. Purchase the book using the link below. The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalila Harris, and join us on June 11th to talk about books. So if you're interested in more books, I have all types of reviews on this website. I also have some on my website, theblackbookspace.com, and belly dance things going on. I'll have footage of my time in Vegas at the Mega Massive coming up here soon, where I got to dance with Sadie. So much fun. But that is all I have about books today, and I hope whatever you're doing is something that brings you joy. Bye!